What if I told you that failure, the very thing you've been running from, is not your enemy but your foundation? What if I told you that every collapse, every mistake, every humiliating defeat you've endured is not proof that you are cursed, but proof that you are being trained for mastery? You might argue, no, my failures have broken me. They've destroyed my confidence, they've robbed me of time, they've left scars I cannot hide. But I would answer, failure is not a thief, it is a teacher. It does not come to rob you of your future, but to prepare you for it. Every great life is built on the bones of failure. The question is not whether you will fail, the question is whether you will use it. There was once a man named Theron, who feared failure more than he feared death itself. From a young age, he was taught that failure was shame, that mistakes were weakness, that falling meant you were unworthy. So he lived his life carefully, cautiously, never daring to risk too much. But deep inside, he carried dreams too big for safety. And when he finally tried to chase them, he fell. Once. Twice. Again and again. His businesses collapsed. His trust was betrayed. His attempts ended in ruins. People whispered, "He is cursed. He will never succeed." And one night, lying awake in the ruins of his latest defeat, Theron whispered, "Why? Why must I fail at everything I touch? Why give me dreams if they are only meant to humiliate me? Why place hunger in me if I will only starve chasing it?" And in the silence of that night, he imagined a voice rising within him. It was not gentle. It was firm, unrelenting, undeniable. Because failure is not your humiliation, it is your education. Do you not see? Every master was once a student, and every student learns by failing. You cry because you have fallen, but falling is not proof that you cannot rise. It is proof that you are learning how. You want greatness without failure, but greatness is impossible without it. Every mistake you curse today will one day be the very stone you stand on. Theron clenched his fists and whispered back, "But how many times must I fail before I am finally allowed to succeed? How many more times must I bleed before I can build? How long must I endure before I am trusted with victory?" And the voice thundered, "As many times as it takes until failure no longer makes you quit. As many times as it takes until every defeat is seen not as an end, but as a beginning. As many times as it takes until you no longer fear falling, but understand it is the road to mastery. Success is never handed to those who avoid failure. It is earned by those who embrace it." From that night, Theron changed. He no longer cursed his failures. He stopped seeing them as tombstones and began to see them as stepping stones. He whispered to himself each morning, "Do not run from failure. Walk into it. Do not fear mistakes. Learn from them. Do not despise the fall. Use it to climb higher." He started again, this time with courage, this time with patience, this time with faith. And though failure still came, he did not bow beneath it. When he stumbled, he whispered, "Another lesson." When he fell, he whispered, "Another stone." But life, relentless as always, tested him harder. Just as he thought he had built something solid, it collapsed again. Just as he thought he had mastered something, he was humbled once more. His friends laughed. How much failure can one man survive? His rivals mocked. He is proof that persistence is foolish. Even his family, weary from his struggles, pleaded, "Stop before you destroy yourself completely." And though their voices pierced his heart, Theron answered, "If failure is the road to mastery, then I will fail 1,000 times if I must. Better to stumble chasing greatness than to stand safely in mediocrity." Years passed. Each failure taught him what no book could. Each defeat sharpened his instincts. Each mistake refined his judgment. Slowly, the man once mocked for falling became the man admired for rising. His persistence turned scars into skills and his losses into lessons. The world, once laughing at his failures, began to whisper his name with respect. When young men came to him broken, saying, "I have failed too much, I am finished," he gave them no illusions. He told them, "You are not finished, you are being forged. You think failure proves you are unworthy, but it proves you are in the fight. Listen to me. Failure is the tuition you pay for mastery. Every fall is a classroom. Every mistake is a teacher. Every defeat is an education. Stop fearing failure. Use it. Let it build you into the master you are meant to be." By the end of his life, Theron was remembered not as the man who never failed, but as the man who refused to waste his failures. His scars were not shame, they were wisdom. His mistakes were not curses, they were credentials. His story became living proof that failure is not the end of the road, but the road itself. And in his final days, when asked the greatest lesson of his life, he smiled and said, "The world made me fail 1,000 times, but every failure taught me something no victory ever could. That is why I stand. That is why I am unbreakable." So what if I told you that your failures are not your chains, but your teachers? What if I told you that every mistake, every collapse, every defeat you've endured is not proof that you are cursed, but proof that you are in training? What if I told you that failure is not your enemy, but your foundation? One day when you rise, you will not hide your failures. You will thank them, and you will whisper to yourself, "Failure did not end me. Failure built me into a master."